Welcome back for some more Final Girl Friday. I'm Greg, the Masked Gamer, and today we are going to be doing Mauled at the Mall. Yes, we are back at Sunnydaze Mall yet again, this time being attacked by a giant eyeless alien, who we say might kill us, but it's more likely everyone will just jump off the balcony. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID cautious in order to be here, provided there is no harassment, minimization, or denialism of any kind. With that said, Final Girl is a solo game, so I'm by myself today, which means I can take the mask off and you can see my ever widening face as I get older and wider. Okay, so, yeah. I think this is also the first time we're using Tali as our final girl, because I don't really recognize her. So maybe I have read this on a previous one, but I'm going to read Tali's background and story time again, and then we will dive in. So, Tali. Tali grew up in an orphanage south of the border. This is Tali. Hi, Tali. On the with the green hat. Okay. Callie grew up in an orphanage south of the border, one of the worst places a child could possibly be raised in. By the time she was 8, she had escaped and lived on the streets, a significant improvement over the conditions she'd endured at the orphanage. Now, Tali was smart, so it wasn't long before she carved out her niche among the roving gangs of street kids, quickly rising to the top of her own fiefdom. She understood that choosing when to fight and how to fight was often much more important than winning a fight. She was cautious and chose defense rather than offense, and that wisdom kept her alive in an environment that chewed up lost children and spit them out like day-old bread. Callie's nose for caution, combined with her street smarts, means that she's a formidable foe for any creature out for blood. Tips with Tali. Don't waste time purchasing reaction cards. Instead, focus on saving victims and earning those free reaction cards while also building towards your ultimate. In addition, try to keep horror down because it doesn't matter how many reaction cards she has if she's only rolling a few dice when resolving them. So, Tali's special abilities here. Oh, I wanted to do it on the mini screen instead. So here's Tali. She's got 4 special abilities. Take a guard card, move 1 space, take a retaliate card, take any top item card. And when this is flipped, you immediately take a reaction card into your hand, and from now on, all reaction cards cost 1 less time. Okay, so here we go. Mauled at the Mall. I hope this is my last time at the Sunnydaze Mall. The Sunnydaze Mall is a hot mess for me. It's absolutely terrible. And I've talked so much before I realized that I didn't quite set my monitor up to be as straight up as I usually do. So let's just get the top of those shelves in there. I'm not going to edit this for the 15 people that watch it. And that's how I am. That's how I roll. Okay, so Mole's at the mall. Ezekiel made it out of Utopia, but with the mountain trail being slow going, the Eyeless had caught up with him by the time he left the winding cliff road. His foot was pressing so hard on the accelerator when he hit the highway that he got a cramp and had to switch feet. That's like my back, which cramped last night just because of my dog sleeping on me. But anywho. He screamed and swerved as the Eyeless slashed at his truck. The chase went on for an hour, and the Eyeless was honed in on the noise from the truck. Who needs a muffler? Ezekiel once thought. Ezekiel needed a muffler, apparently. Anywho, Ezekiel wasn't sure what to do, so he decided to head for somewhere he knew there would be a lot of people. Better them than me, he thought. The Sunnydaze Mall came into view. Ezekiel never slowed down as he slammed into the glass entryway, sending shoppers scattering. The Eyeless landed on the truck and slammed one of its sharp legs through the windshield and into Ezekiel's chest. Its target dead, I guess that didn't do him any good. The Eyeless bounded into the busy mall to find a new one. The final girl is Tali. The setup is high score. Item decks are set up as normal. Events are set up as normal, but the first event will be Flash Mob. Terror deck set up as normal. Dark Power, Quick Counter. Finale, no more running, and as special rules, the Eyeless does not take damage from falling or from slamming through walls. So we're going to do this Flash Mob event. Just give me 1 clock tick here. I don't know where this came from, but it is still not gone, okay? And now it is gone. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on our thing here and do Flash Mob. Come on, people, dance like your life depended on it. We're going to place 6 new victims at the food court, 3 on each side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, for somebody who's agoraphobic and COVID cautious, this scene at the mall here is terrifying. Just saying. Now we are going to panic all victims in the food court. Excellent. So we're going to start by panicking the 4 people on my left. We've got 3 3s and a 4. So they're all going to go da 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 and run over here. Then we're going to panic everyone on the right side, and they're going to go da 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 da. So that was the silliest. That was so silly. But okay, fine. But I betcha they made a whole lot of noise, and that Eyeless is gonna be a coming. Yeah, okay, great. So, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? How are we going to start? It has advised us to rescue as many victims as possible. And we know people really love to jump off these balconies. So, but in the military surplus store, there's a knife, but I don't think I need the knife yet. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to get ourselves walking. Now, it's important to note that noise will increase. Whenever I play an action card, the noise will go up by 1. So, like, even playing focus is going to make the noise go up. So I might not focus for now and just focus on walking. So let's roll 2 dice. And, 2 stars. Okay, whenever it starts off good, it goes bad real quick. So this is likely to go bad real quick. But we'll see what happens. All right, so that costs 1 time. We get 1 noise, and we move 2 spaces, taking this person away from the railing where they were leaning over, watching the mob like doopy-doopies. Okay, so we're going to use our second action to walk again and hopefully rescue 2 people right off the bat. Unfortunately, that did not happen, but I am going to discard my short rest and my weak attack to turn that into 1 success, meaning I come to this service entrance with these 2 victims, and I save them both. So the first one is going to go on is going to go on move 1 space to get me back here ready to rescue that other person. And the second one is going to go on to take a retaliate card because that's what I'm going to do. All right, so that is where I'm going to stop for that turn. I have 4 time left, so I'm going to purchase a sprint, and I'm going to purchase a search. Or do I want to purchase 2 sprints? Let's just go ahead and purchase 2 sprints and do what we can to get that ultimate unlocked as fast as possible. I think that's the plan. All right, so this is going to go back up to 6. Whoo-wee. Okay, great. So now we are going to go on to the Eyeless's turn. So what is the Eyeless going to do? The Eyeless is going to move 1 space towards the nearest people. Now, it could go either way. We're going to say it moves towards the flash mob because they made a whole bunch of noise, and that just seems thematically accurate. Fantastic. Terror card. That thing is too fast for us. Here we go. It is going to start killing all of the people. It's going to move right towards that flash mob and kill 1 person, and then move. It's going to stay there and kill a 2nd person. So it's going to kill 2 people right away. First one raises my horror by 1. Next one automatically discards the next terror card. So I guess it just speeds things along really fast, which is great because I had 2 copies of that nasty card in a row. And then we get to go into the Sunnydaze Mall and read some story time. Sunnydaze Mall with the Eyeless. Okay. And that was, this thing is too fast for us. Just like my life. I don't know where that came from. It didn't really work. Anywho, okay. This thing is too fast for us. Panic gripped Jackson and Austin, propelling them into a dangerous sprint, refusing to be passive prey. The Eyeless swiftly closed in. Their full sprint proved futile as the creature lunged, tearing through Austin's calf and rendering him a mangled spectacle beneath its relentless advance. Ignoring his anguished screams, it trampled over him en route to Jackson. Within a merciless 30 seconds, both met their demise. Austin resembled a macabre sponge, while Jackson lay split in two, a graphic tableau amid the neon glow of the Sunnydaze Mall, where terror and gore intertwined in a nightmarish dance. Ah, the writers are waxing all poetic now. I'm going to take another sip of my really, really bad pumpkin spice iced tea from Keurig. Not iced tea, pumpkin spice coffee. I was so excited to see this special pumpkin spice, and then I did not like it. I did not like it at all, said Sam Leanne. All right, now we're in the panic phase. These two in the cafeteria are going to panic, and they're, of course, going to just run to the other side, where the Eyeless is going to very quickly pick everyone off. Bing, bing, boing, boing, bong. All right, now we go to the upkeep phase. In the upkeep phase, the Savior is going to do stupid things. Right now, he says he won't be needing this, but he is not within one space as me, so that's nice. Watch this. He's going to move up to 2 spaces towards the nearest... Jesus, criminy. Towards the nearest railing, and then if he's in a railing space, he jumps over the railing. So, immediately... Does he take that damage right away? Oh, goodness. Everything just always goes wrong for me, doesn't it? Wrong moving, you're an ally. If you do this, do the thing. Safely. Enemies will never jump. I think he just gets the damage. Because it says... No, he's an ally, so we're going to roll the dice and see if he takes damage. And he rolled a 4, so he does take damage. Okay, so he takes 1 damage, and now he's just going to stand there. He's going to stand there and get killed, along with literally everyone else, because of course he is. Great. Okay, so it's my turn. It is going to be really hard to figure out any way to get him out of here. So we're just going to do our best, our very best. We're going to sprint with 2 dice. I've rolled not well, so I'm going to discard my 2 focuses to sprint 1, sprint 2, and lose 1 time. Oh, I forgot to reset the noise counter, so that would bring the noise counter to 1. I'm going to use that to take any item card, because I'm going to have to jump down into that place and start rescuing people, and that lets me avoid rolling a die when I jump down. I am not going to risk another move this turn. Instead, I am going to use 2 and 2 to get 2 build trusts and 1 to get a close call, with the expectation that I am going to get down there on this next turn, because I gotta get the Savior out of there, because it's going to move here. Now the good news is it doesn't attack as soon as it moves into the space. It just moves there and it's listening while all of these yokels are hiding under tables. All right, collateral damage is my terror card. It's going to move towards the final girl, but in this case, the Savior, which is where it is. For each balcony space containing 1 victim the killer moves through, including its starting and end space, push 1 over the railing. That was actually very nice and very chill and very calm and did absolutely nothing to destroy our lives, which is lovely. Everybody's still hiding under the tables, and the Savior is going to move 3 spaces away from me. That's perfect. Move 3 spaces away from me. 1, 2, 3. You got yourself out of trouble. I'm less worried, which means I can now scoop around the outside instead of jumping down. So I took the wrong item. Whatever. It's what happened. Do I want to scoop around that way? I don't... I mean, the killer's just going to sit there and kill all those people, and I'm really just not going to rescue any of them, is the likelihood. Or I could try to take 2 of them out of there at least and slow it down just a little bit. I have a whole bunch of cards. 2 of them are walks, but I'm going to start making noise if I do all that, and that could be bad. Well, let's just see what our sprint comes up with to begin with. So our first sprint gives us 1 success. All right, yeah, we're just going to jump down there into the space with everybody for 1 noise and 1 time. And then we're gonna start to head out of there, and we're gonna make a lot of noise, but it's okay. We're gonna spend a walk, rolling 2 dice. What? I got 2 successes! Yes! That's another noise, another time, and I get to move 2 spaces. So we're gonna go ahead and take these over to here. Oh, since I've done so well, I'm gonna just risk making all the noise, and I know it's gonna blow up in my face, but it's what I'm gonna do. This was not a success, but I do have cards to discard, so I'm going to discard a close call and a weak attack. Yeah. To move this one more space, rescuing these two people. So one goes on here, and I take a free guard card. I unlock my ultimate. That other one I saved would let me recover a health, but that doesn't really matter because it just doesn't. And I take the ooh, is this a? I'm gonna take dodge because I drew dodge, and that'll be more helpful. So I take a dodge as my free one, and now all of my reaction cards are gonna cost one less. I've got 3 left here. Now, the problem is, because I'm making noise, this is what's weird here. So if I make noise, it's going to do wildness. I guess the noise counts towards the savior in this case. Again, like, I don't understand how some of the special rules interact with the savior, and I really feel like we need like a whole separate manual on how to play Sunnydaze Mall. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk the noise level going way, way up because it goes back down to 0 at the start of each turn, I believe. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do all the things to try to build as much trust now as I can, just because I'm here. So I've gotten 2 stars, which lets me automatically increase my trust by 1. So he now can do the bottom 2 ally actions. He's going to immediately do 1 to recover that 1 health that he lost, because that would be wise. And then I'm going to try to build trust again, because that's what a nice Tali does. I got 1 success on that one, which lowers my... 1 success on that one, which lowers my time by 1, but I also increase trust by 1. Now he can only use the bottom 4 cards, which means he can move away. So this thing is going to move 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have him move 1 space to where the motorcycle is, because that will stop the noise effect from working, as far as I am interpreting it, which may or may not be correct. Okay, so I've got 2 time to spend. I'm just going to go ahead and take a sprint because I know I'm going to need it at some point. We're going to put these build trusts back. We are so close to making him trust us already, which is nice. This goes back to here. The Eyeless stands where it is because the Eyeless sees all these, knows there's people there. Is that a severed arm? All right. If there are no victims in your space, discard and draw the next terror card. There are no victims in my space. Unlimited endurance. If the Eyeless is at full health when this is revealed, discard it and draw the next terror card. Oh my god, we're going through this deck so fast. It's coming for me. I've got to hide. If the Savior is not on the board, but the Savior is on the board. So the Savior is going to panic 3 times. Panic 1, it is going to run... I did these backwards. He's going to run up the stairs. Panic 2 is he's going to jump off the balcony. And he takes a damage when he does that. And then Panic 3 is he runs right into the Eyeless. Horror goes up, and we draw an event. You know, I was like, look, I'm doing so good, and then all this terrible stuff happened. Rise of the Nerds! Just say no to nerd persecution. We are going to place a new victim at Boards and Bones and at Joystick Heroes. Whenever you end the action phase in either store that has a victim, you can either raise time by 3, reduce horror by 1, or heal 1. That's pretty cool. I like it. I'll take it. I'll keep it. That's great. All right. Upkeep phase. First, the Savior is going to go and probably do silly things, but actually he says, I guess you're okay. He's going to move 1 space away from the killer. Perfect. We're going to put him here so the killer will attack that thing if anything terrible happens. Time goes back to 0, and it's my turn. So I only have enough movement to just barely get to his space. So I think this is going to be a good point in time for me. Ooh, that thing's going to do 3 damage to him right off the bat. I have no way of really getting him out of there. Can I play my action card a little bit better? Just don't know. I don't think I can. So I have one sprint. I can take a big risk and risk trying to get 2 successes to move 3 spaces, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I got 1 success. All right, so my noise goes up 1, and I can move 2 spaces. I'm gonna end up in this space with him anyway. There's really not much I can do to help him in that case. I have 1, 2, 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can get 1 card. I need more build trust. I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of these to focus, even though I might regret it. And I got a whole bunch of poopy crap. So I'm gonna discard the other focus and the short rest to make that 1 success. And now I have 3 cards in my hand instead of more. I have 4 time. I'm gonna go ahead and take a sprint and take a build trust, and that should take care of everything that I need to do to get our friend out of trouble. We hope, but we'll see. And raise this back here. Okay, so the Eyeless is going to just stand where it is because it is. Why does it say move? It's still targeting the victim, so that's fine. It just stands there and keeps looking around. This is terrible. Twisted Bond. During the upkeep phase, move the savior 1 space closer to the killer. Ignore this effect if the savior has left the game. Lovely. Everything I've done, gone to waste again. So during the upkeep phase, first we're going to draw this. It says, I guess you're okay. I can move it 1 space in any direction, which will be here. And then it's going to move 1 space back towards the killer. And that could have been much worse. It wasn't so bad. All right. So we're going to try to get him the heck out of here. First thing we're going to do is build trust. I got 1 success, so that means my time goes down by 1, my noise goes up by 1, my trust goes up by 1. Oh, I should have been moving that stuff off the board, which means I always forget to do this. He could heal 1, which means he can drop 1 horror, and he can move 2 spaces, 1, 2, and I believe he can leave. I don't need to be there with him. If the Savior's trust is at its highest, I believe you, and he is in an exit space, he may exit the board. Yep, okay, great. So he exits the board. He is safe. That Twisted Bond almost doesn't even matter anymore. I can start planning my kill. So first thing I need is to go to that military surplus store and get a knife, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and sprint. And I got 1 success, which means I can move 2. I'm going to go ahead and take this person with me just to get it kind of out of the way there. I don't have a search card. I have 4 time left. I'm going to go ahead and keep what I have here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I can take 3 back from here. I'm gonna discard a walk to get 1 time. No. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep these 6 cards. I'm going to take back these 2 focuses. No, I'm going to have 6 cards. I'm going to spend 2 on searches and take back 1 focus, and then let these stay in the discard pile. Great. My planning goes back here. Monster still stands there, but it is approaching the finale very quickly. Blood-curdling screams. Here we go. First thing that we're going to do is panic all victims. So this is going to take us a while. So first let's panic the ones in the food court where the monster is. They all smartly move to the other side. The 2 in the surplus store, 2 and 5, 2 and 5. They both run onto the balcony because, of course, the one in the board game shop runs onto the balcony. The 2 in Joystick Heroes also both run onto this balcony. And we all know what's going to happen to these last 2. The one that they ran into the space of jumps off and dies. The other one on the balcony, runs over here. The one in Stan's Sporting Goods runs through here. So only one person jumped off the thing. My noise is not at 4, so it's just going to move towards the nearest whatever and kill one of these, which is not bad. Okay, so that could have been much worse. Bloodlust goes up by 2. One raises our horror level. The other releases our dark power, which is quick counter. If you attack the Eyeless, place it in your space, and you lose a health after you attack the Eyeless. Well, that's going to be interesting to manage, to say the least. All right, so that was blood-curdling screams. Blood-curdling screams. A deafening scream pierced the air as her ravaged body crumpled to the floor. Mangled beyond recognition, her face bore the grotesque aftermath. Eyes displaced, jaw mercilessly torn off, leaving a nightmarish void in place of her mouth. The agonized walls inadvertently beckoned the Eyeless, triggering its frenzied lunges at the group. Its claws flailed, tearing through flesh with ruthless precision. Amidst the chaos, some escaped with minor injuries, but Edith faced a blood-soaked demise. Her jugular ripped from her neck, her convulsing body released a torrent of blood, staining the floor in a visceral tableau of her grisly end. Lovely. Sounds great. Somebody died, so panic phase. These guys are going to run around again. This is kind of great, the flash mob thing, because it just keeps him down there while I figure out what I need to do with my life. Okay, and now I'm going to figure out what I need to do with my life, which is going to obviously be to search twice to begin with. So let's search once, and I got a complete fail. Great. So that's 2 tiers for me. I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 horror and lose the 2 time to know that I'm getting that knife, because I kind of want to see what else I can get. It's going to be terrible, though, because first we're going to have to focus and try to get out of that red zone. We did get a success on that, which I'm not showing you because I'm just trying to truck along here. We're going to search again and get 1 success. So that lets me take the top. I now have 2 time left. Wait, is that correct? Yeah, I have 2 time left. And noise is at 3. And what I got for all of that was a flower box. That special someone in your life. If you have a boomstick in your other hand, you can discard the flower box, deal 2 damage to an enemy that has entered the space. If it's in the backpack, you can discard it to lose a horror. I'm going to hold on to that in my backpack for now. I've got so much noise already. I'm going to chill. Oh, maybe I do want it to come towards me. And I'll move 1, 2, 3 spaces. I think I do want it to come towards me, actually. Is that true? Is that wild? I kind of want to head towards the Zap Shack. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 more to walk again. I got 1 success out of that, which brings me to here. And yeah, I'm just gonna barrel up on all that noise with kind of, well, I didn't really, with kind of the idea of getting the thing to have to run towards me. So I have 0 time left, which means I don't get to grab any cards, which kind of sucks. The noise is at 4, so it's definitely going to come after me if noise happens. I lose 1 life. I lose 2 more time, bringing me to a stop turn. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I've got a whole bunch of reaction cards. So, I mean, we'll see how that plays out. Okay, great. So it's going to come here and draw a terror. And it is one that makes noise. So place the Eyeless in your space. I can reduce the noise level for every 2 time that I spend. I'm not going to spend any time. I'm just going to let it attack me twice. So here it is. It's standing on these things, but it's attacking me. All right. I got all these reaction things. So we're going to start with retaliate. And I'm going to have to discard my weak attack and my guard to reduce the damage from that attack by 2, meaning it becomes 1 damage, and that lets me do 1 damage back to it. I have a knife, so that gets rid of this effect. It's going to attack me again, and I'm going to dodge, and this is what sucks, because now I don't have anything left. And that's going to let me reduce the attack damage from the attack by 1, so I take 2 damage, and I can move up to 1 space, so I can take these 2 folks with me over here, and leave him with the thing, leave it with the thing in the balcony. All right. Nobody died. Nobody upkeeps. I have no cards in my hand, which suffer and succotashes a lot. So I'm going to spend 2 time to get guard. I'm going to spend 2 time to get sprint. I'm going to spend 2 time to get search, because I still need to get some more items to make my life happier. Make my life happier. All right, it's going to stand where it is because there's a victim in its space. And mole rats. If the savior's not on the board, discard. So So that's it for that, and we're going to go to the finale, and we'll see how terrible this is. So the finale is no more running, and it says you can use movement effects to move victims instead. On every turn, the Eyeless will teleport to my space and attack me twice. Which is not really that terrible, considering the fact that I have all of this stuff. But I do need to heal first, is the problem. So we are going to go ahead and use a sprint and roll 2 dice and get a whole bunch of poop. So we're going to discard a walk and a focus to move 2 spaces, dropping them off the service entrance and coming back here. Every victim that I save lets me heal 1, so that lets me heal 2. Now I want to get into that Zap Shack. Yeah, I'm going to discard 2 to move into the Zap Shack, where I'll be able to search on my next turn, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to stay there, and with the 4 that I have, it's going to attack me twice. I'm just going to get a retaliate. It's going to be fine. Oh, that costs me 1 less, so I can get a retaliate and a close call because of my special ability. Ha 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 ha. That's right, y'all. All right, so it's going to teleport to my space. It's going to attack me twice. First attack, I'm going to use retaliate against it. And I got 1 success on retaliate. So that lets me reduce the damage by 2, meaning I take 1 damage and I do 2 damage back to it with my knife. Boom, boom. Then it's going to attack me again. I'm going to play a guard. Oops. I'm going to play a guard. I did not succeed, but I do have... I'm going to... I'm actually not gonna mitigate that. I'm going to, nope, I have to, because no, it'll reduce damage by 1. I'm not gonna mitigate that. This will go here. I will take 2 damage, which reduces my health to 1, which will actually give me more flex on my next turn. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, nothing panics, nothing upkeeps. Okay, so on my next turn, I'm going to go ahead and search and try to get that leather jacket, even though I really just don't have much going on here. I got 2 successes, though, which is nice. Boom, boom. So I lose 1 time. Noise goes up by 1. Not that matters anymore. I get to take 2 cards and choose 1 to keep. I don't care about the caffeinated beverage, so I'm definitely going to take that leather jacket, which will let me ignore some damage and be really helpful. Oh, I was supposed to roll a 3rd dice. Not that it matters. Okay, so I've done that. I'm just going to stick around. I have 5 time to spend. So guard costs me 1. Dodge costs me 1. I have 3 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to take a distraction with the final 3, which should help me to mitigate some more stuff. All right, so it's going to teleport to my space. It's going to attack me twice. So the first time it attacks me, this time I'm going to use dodge. I get to roll 3 dice because I have +1 health. And I botched it. The good news is I can spend close call to re-roll all 3 dice. Yeah, to roll all 3 dice. Oh, good. Now I only got 1 success. Okay. Got 1 success. Got 1 success. Oh my gosh, I got 1 success. Okay, so I reduced damage from the attack by 1, which still does enough. Oh, boom, boom, boom! I got restored to life. Oh, not dead yet. Oh, well, but I probably will be, because it's going to attack. Oh, wait, and I get to move 1 space, so I get to move out of its space. So I don't have to spend the other card. That's cool. Okay. Again, no panics. It's going to be my turn. I have 4 time left because I spent that on that. Okay. I've got 4 time. That cost me 3. That cost me 1. If I don't do anything that takes time, I'll be able to get 2 more defensive cards. I'm going to discard this flower box to reduce horror by 1. Oh, I should have used that leather jacket before, but I didn't, so that's where I am. We're going to try to make this distraction happen, because that might give me time if I do well. I got 1 success and 1 kind of success. I'm going to go ahead and discard weak attack. I'm going to go ahead and discard both of my walks to turn that into 2 successes, which is to reduce horror by 2 and raise time by 2. Okay. So now, that changes things a little bit. Maybe. I don't think I need more of that. That'll give me 2 extra time. Which isn't really enough to give me everything I want in life. I'm going to go ahead and play a focus, try to get that horror down to where I get an extra, really extra stuff. Okay, so that's 1 focus, and then that's, ooh, yep, that's another focus. So we're now in the green. I still have 4 time, so I can spend that 4 time on the retaliate and the guard, which should keep me alive for another turn. And yeah, so it's gonna go. So again, it teleports to my space. It's gonna attack me twice. First attack, I am going to retaliate. I get to roll 3 dice now because I'm in the green. I got 1 success. I'll take that 1 success, which reduces the damage by 2. So I take 1 damage and I do 2 damage back to it. It's going to attack me again. I'm still rolling 3 dice. Oh, I'm rolling 4 dice now because I've got 1 life left and the thing. And this is what happened. Now, the good news is I can spend 3 damage and 1 star. Nope. Nope. I can't make anything happen. I spend 3 damage and 1 star to reduce that damage by 2, but I still take 1 damage and I die in the end. That was just some bad luck. Like, I had 4 dice there. I should have been able to ignore all that and make some more leeway. But that is not what happened in my life. And Tali is dead. And that is the end of Mauled at the Mall. So next week, on Final Go Friday, we're going to be doing Terror from Destiny in Falconwood, which is going to give me a headache. And it looks like there's a whole lot of extra rules there. So that's going to be pretty wild, and we'll continue our journeys. But for now, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Whatever you do, keep those health bars full. Thank you, and have a great day.